Grand evening, everyone. It is Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. It is 0240 hours in the morning. More likely, the more accurate statement is Grand Rising. This is an emergency live stream recording. This is an emergency live stream recording for maybe the first time in the history of this YouTube channel. And it is of the utmost importance to be here now. The U.S. invasion on Venezuela has happened now. It is happening right now, the U.S. invasion on Venezuela. Due to the severity of this, I literally jumped out of bed to do this emergency update. I could not lay down due to the adrenaline. This is of the utmost seriousness. This will likely lead to direct World War III conflict with especially Russia and possibly China. Now, as we talked about earlier, President Trump has stated that he is ready to get involved in Iran over those simple, small scale protests that were still going on. Those protests that it turned into riots, yes, though it was not a full blown organized revolution yet. It is very likely the U.S. military targets Iran in the coming hours or the coming days too, as they are now bombing Venezuela at this time, as I'm going to be showing and covering this potentially the whole night, for hours maybe at least. This is definitely code black. Stand by. Let's see. Stand by another moment. I need to get this set up the proper way. Please like, comment, subscribe, even share this YouTube live stream that is happening originally on YouTube to others that may find great interest in this live stream. This live stream will be posted to the YouTube channel once the recording is over, whenever that may be. Stand by another moment. I'm just setting this up a little more properly. Okay. Now let me check the audio. Okay. So we have that there. That's one of the first videos, a very great video recording of the, I believe that's an airstrike, some kind of explosion. Let's see here. Reuters reports that U.S. ground forces and United States Air Force assets are currently on the ground and active in and around Caracas, Venezuela. Multiple explosions have been reported and observed across the capital as operations continue. Let's see here. Oh, here's the actual video of it. I'll play that here now. And a lot of the recording, even this live stream, it's on 720p, which is still HD. Though it'll still do. It's easy to stream. I may upgrade that in the future coming up.
Mira, pero ven acá, no se metan para acá, no saben lo que hay ahí que se queda sí. Mira, pero ven acá, no se metan para acá, no saben lo que hay ahí que se queda sí.
I'm not sure what they're striking there. In other news, New York City, the 9/11 site was lit green to honor Muslims. That's a very debatable topic. Here's the video of that. The entire U.S. Air Force has disabled virtually all flight tracking transponders. I'm not sure if that has ever happened in modern history when it comes to disabling almost all flight tracking transponders. Let's see here. Another recording of more massive U.S. airstrikes against military targets in Caracas, Venezuela. That's the capital area, the capital city of Venezuela. Also, I will say it has been reported that Delta Force operators, Tier 1 Special Forces, and United States Marines are on the ground in Venezuela at this time, fighting the Venezuelan ground forces. I believe that's also for the first time in history, modern history.
Marico, tengo corazón mío. Ya, vaya mismo.
Ahí, graba ahí.
Marico, tengo corazón mío. Ya, vaya mismo.
Ahí, graba ahí.
The Venezuelan people in the background are panicking there over all those explosions in the distance. It seems those people were recording it from a high vantage point on some kind of mountain. There are a lot of mountainous terrain in Venezuela. Not too far, I believe, from Caracas. One moment. I don't know if I could get this on here. Okay. Stand by one more moment. All right. Some other major explosions. This might be a different view. Yeah, that's a different view of the first video that I showed here. This is like a different angle. Don't know why they keep just showing that one. Oh, here it is. Suspected U.S. Apache and CH-47 aircraft fly over Caracas, Venezuela. Those are the especially that one right there. That and those Apaches are escorting them. Those are the possibly Marines and definitely the Delta Force operators in those aircraft right there moving through Venezuela. Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela.
Mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda porque tú no estás explotando. Mierda, marico, se prendió el peo en esta mierda, ¿oyó? Huevo. Marico, llegamos a tiempo a la casa, ¿oyó? Marico, mira esa mierda.
Got a lot of great immediate recordings from this now war zone in Venezuela. Absolute war zone. Caracas has now become one of the first serious large-scale war zones in direct World War III. That's a lot of helicopters there. A lot. Very serious.
Moscaí. Mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda porque tú no estás explotando. Mierda, marico, se prendió el peo en esta mierda, ¿oyó? Huevo. Marico, llegamos a tiempo a la casa, ¿oyó?
I have some further breaking news. President Maduro has declared a state of emergency in Venezuela and I believe martial law. He is calling on the people of Venezuela now to mobilize to, he says, defeat imperialist aggression. The Venezuelan government has now put all defense plans in place. Venezuela is under martial law at this time. That's another. This is a really good view of the Chinooks. The reports of the U.S. Army CH-47G, as in Gulf, Chinook special operations helicopters have been spotted over the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. Those were the sites that were bombed. All the smoke, the fire and smoke. Okay, so as you can see here, here. I don't know why the quality was terrible for a moment, like a few moments there. But there we go. 3, 1, 2, 3 Chinooks transporting the Delta Force operators to a location in or around Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. Let's see here. See what else I could find. Let's see, Maduro. Stand by. This is interesting. Siren sounding. This is from the Insider paper. Siren sounding, tanks patrolling the streets of Caracas, Venezuela, near the Miraflores presidential palace amid explosions and strikes in the area. So this is, these are the tanks patrolling the streets as it's in martial law. like an old. It's not even like a heavy armor tank. It's like a old light armored tank. It's like maybe even a anti infantry vehicle. It's a old tank. That tank might be like 40 30, 40 years old. That's old for a tank. It's a very old tank. Let's see here. I expected way more viewers by now. Oh, it is the first 20 minutes or so of this live stream. This is an emergency live stream recording, especially because of what is happening now in Venezuela. The invasion has finally begun. Once again, the U.S. is invading and bombing Venezuela at this time. This is another recording.
Si es una bomba, la bomba cae en donde sea.
Those are not fireworks. Those are explosions and fires at the bottom. As you can see there, it's all orange and red. Those are fires that have spread from the explosions.
Si es una bomba, la bomba cae en donde sea. Mira allá, mira lo quemado. Pues llámame mamá. Vamos bien, Michi. Vamos bien. Michi,
One more time here. First time I'm seeing this too. These are really good recordings.
Pues llámame mamá.
I
Vamos
don't
bien,
know.
Michi. Vamos bien.
Power grid is still on there, as you can see those lights. Power grid has not been taken out yet fully in that area of Venezuela.
Michi.
Let's see here. Wow, just hours ago. Just hours ago. I don't know if that was the same time. It was around there. Some Chinese officials arrived in Venezuela earlier to talk with President Nicolas Maduro. That's huge. There were Chinese officials in Venezuela visiting. Maduro there. And this attack happened around the same time or earlier during the day. These Chinese officials may still be in Venezuela as it is now a war zone. Wow. These Chinese officials, especially the ones pictured here, the 6 of them at least, are seen here with the socialist dictator, President Maduro, as they call him. So, Venezuela is now a total war zone. The world is becoming more and more a total war zone, especially that all of this is going on now in Venezuela. Venezuela is the tip of the iceberg, just the start of it. Let's see here. That's the Schumann resonance. Oh, that's an Apache. That's an Apache firing. That is a U.S. Apache helicopter firing at the Fuerte Tiuna military base in Caracas. That is very nearby, very close recording of that attack. Wow. Oh my gosh. Even now, as this has been happening the last maybe 2 hours, it's still happening now. The mainstream media, some of the mainstream media is reporting that it is still happening now as well. So that fort in Caracas was a key military installation in the country's capital. It was. Definitely got annihilated by that Apache helicopter. Let's see here. U.S. military installations. Oh, no. Military installations and refineries are currently being targeted in Venezuela. This is a bunch of different videos. It's one of the helicopters. That's that. This one, I don't know if we've seen.
Mira, huevón, durísimo, chamo. Ya vas a ver un incendio, pero una vaina. Oye, oye.
Great.
Marico, por algo
Whoa.
está pasando.
Oh my
Verga,
God.
marico. Y Nacho, mete
Close the door, all
en el
right.
puerto, papá. Vente para
Pa,
acá,
¿qué
aquí.
hacemos? Pa, ¿qué hacemos?
Aquí, vente acá.
¿Qué se queda allá?
Sí. Verga, marico.
There's a huge bomb going off on that over there.
Mira, huevón. Mira, huevón, durísimo, chamo. Ya vas a ver un incendio, pero una vaina. Oye, oye. Marico, por algo está pasando. Oye, oye. Marico, por algo está pasando. Verga, marico.
The bomb dropped and then there was an aftershock
Otra vez en
after
el
it.
aeropuerto, papá. Oye, oye. Marico, por algo está pasando. Verga, marico. Y Nacho, mete otra vez en el aeropuerto, papá. Vente para
Pa,
acá,
¿qué
aquí.
hacemos? Pa, ¿qué hacemos?
Aquí, vente para acá.
¿Qué se queda allá?
Sí. Verga, marico. Mira, huevón, durísimo, chamo. Ya vas a ver un incendio, pero una vaina. Oye, oye. Marico, por algo está pasando. Verga, marico. Y Nacho, mete
Let's see this one here. Looks like it's by a port. They bombed that port site over there. That's what's lit up is a port. There's the water. Lights by the water. Zoomed in. Yep, that looks like it's some kind of port in that area. Yeah, we know that. Let's see here. One moment. Okay. Yep, national emergency in Venezuela. We know that. Let's put this map up while I'm looking at the news. That's the area. That is the capital of Venezuela, Caracas. I think this area especially, they seem to be going in here. I think that was one of the names. This whole area, though, especially here. Is that an airport? It is. That's an international airport right there. So the U.S. forces are likely going in the airport, right near the airport. Around here, they're attacking maybe some of the port sites. I'm sure the U.S. forces may try to take over this international airport so they could use the runway, use the whole airport for the war on Venezuela. See here. These are mountains Over here, these are all mountains. It's some kind of highway through the mountains. There, I think this is a tunnel. They have tunnels that go from one side to the other of these mountains. I think it's here and here. They have tunnels. They have quite a few tunnels in Venezuela. At some point, the U.S. forces, like tanks, things like that, will get to these tunnels if they haven't blown them up, because the U.S. forces, the vehicles and the tanks, could get through those tunnels here to the other side. And they could keep progressing south. There's another tunnel. There's a series of tunnels in those mountains in Venezuela. And those tunnels progress to other cities. They actually no see this is the airport. Then these tunnels they have to go if they want a real easy way to Caracas. They got to go through these tunnels. Through that tunnel out down there. This is it looks like these might be tunnels too. Down there, that way. What is this? Highway. Yep. So they just gotta get all the way down there with the land vehicles. The tanks and the other land vehicles would have to go through, well, very likely it's one of the only ways to get through there and down through those tunnels into the city of Caracas. There's not many other ways to get into Caracas besides going through those tunnels. Looks like, what is that? Like a valley. I think that was that fort right there that we looked at. Is that 900 meters? There's elevation relative to sea level, 900 meters. It's up there, mountains. All right, let me see what other news I find. I'll leave it here for the moment. Stand by. I'll just be looking for further news and updates. Let's see. It is unclear, it is not likely, I'm sure, if Maduro was evacuated from Venezuela. It is not known if Maduro was evacuated from Venezuela. Just taking sips of water. Okay. I believe I have further confirmation. 4 or 5 hours ago, those Chinese officials arrived in Venezuela for those government meetings with Maduro. So, again, those Chinese officials could still be in Venezuela at this time. Let's see here. Not that. Okay. We'll share this again. This was not the source that I saw it earlier. Now, this is from Brex News just hours ago. Hours ago, around the same time this invasion on Venezuela began. The U.S. government told citizens earlier to immediately leave Russia. I don't think it was due to the possibility of that. That was not all it was. It was something else. I'll try to find the what I saw earlier on that. It was much more clear than what they just put there. Let's see. Yeah, there's that do not travel. Yeah, not everything. A lot of the feed, as this is a preparedness page that I have on X, some of it is a little irrelevant. I'm just getting through and deciding which of the which further news to talk about here and analyze. We got so much to get through. The news keeps coming out as time goes on. Just more and more news coming out about Venezuela. Some of it is repeat from other sources. Let's see here. These must be Apaches from I don't know where. But seem to be Apaches. Over some kind of runway there in Caracas. North of Caracas. I'm not sure. Maybe this is that airport that we saw there before. Initial reports indicate that the U.S. Marine Corps has launched an amphibious assault operation north of Caracas. Further details are still emerging. As I said, the news is still coming out and further developing. One moment, I'm going to continue looking at the news. Got to get through a lot of it. I have to trying to find some of the best breaking news coming from Venezuela and other news, maybe from Russia and China. We'll see. I don't know if we've heard of anything out of Russia and China again yet. I don't think they've responded just yet. This is unbelievable. This guy is showing off the Chinese official. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Right here.
Qué bueno verte. Me traes muy buenos recuerdos. Feliz año. Este es el año del caballo,
President
¿verdad?
Maduro meeting with the Chinese special envoy from President Xi of China.
Ah, usted es caballo. Yo soy tigre. Hasta tú. Ah, tanto tiempo. Yo lo conocí a él muy joven. Muy joven. Hace 20 años. Hace 20 años que lo conocí. Como traductor cuando estaba el presidente Juntao. Ahora es director. Qué increíble, ¿verdad? Como puede ser director. Juntao. Cuando estaba el presidente Juntao. Ahora es director. Qué increíble, ¿verdad? Como pasa el tiempo. Estás igual. Qué bueno verte.
He's so happy to see the Chinese special envoy, which they were likely there to discuss full support for Venezuela. Huge. This is crazy stuff from Maduro's reaction there. He's so happy to see the Chinese. He's just ecstatic to see the Chinese communists visiting and possibly willing to support Venezuela. That's President Maduro supporting the one of the main enemies of the U.S. One of the main enemies currently, China, the Chinese government. Yep, so many of us were about to. One moment again. Crazy stuff. Stand by. Find something. Let's see. So earlier, President Maduro was there at that Miraflores Palace. That's where he was located. That's where he was seen on that video and some others, and there's photos. Okay. Miraflores Palace. Right there. This seems to be the location of the Miraflores Palace in Venezuela, the capital of Venezuela. That's where he is. So they started this invasion while he was here at this palace. It's a very large site. Let's see, there's the parking lot. Something here. If that's glass, there's a lot of entries there. The Navy SEALs and the Delta Force operators are probably all over this palace right now. They could have dropped in from the roof or right around there, all over. There's even a helipad right there on the left. Maduro and those others could have flown away at some point. Let's see here. Got some images, I think, here of the palace. Yeah, that looks like it for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of ways in there. Oh, that's a great view of the palace. So we got all that. For those just joining, once again, this is a Code Black emergency live stream being recorded at this time. It is after 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's after 0300 hours Eastern Standard Time. The U.S. military, it is confirmed, the U.S. Marines and Tier 1 Special Forces Delta Force operators are in Venezuela. Marines are making an amphibious assault on the northern part near the international airport there in Venezuela. Okay. Let's see here. I'm looking through further news, looking to get further news. This is still very much developing. It is happening as I am speaking in Venezuela. This is freaking crazy that those Chinese special envoy, that Chinese special envoy is in Venezuela right now. Oh man. That's it, it could absolutely be seen as a total act of war to China for that. That's a diplomatic thing. Just multitasking here. I'm looking at a bunch of different sources, not forces, on my phone and on X as I have this view of the palace. Okay. Oh, earlier from the Aragua state in Venezuela, uh, Venezuelan Su-30 fighter jets have taken off. They took off earlier from the Aragua state, which is, it's not, I bet that did not end well for those Su-30 fighter jets. There's a massive Air Force in Venezuela, right off the coast and in Venezuela. There are so many U.S. fighter jets, which are some of the most advanced in the world, in that same area. So this, I think, a little earlier from another source. Let's see. We'll find further news. Stand by. Aragua. Let's see. Quite far away to the southwest. There's Aragua. That is the area that those Su-30, those are very advanced Russian fighter jets that were given to Venezuela. Very mountainous. Again, Venezuela is very mountainous. Lots of mountains and jungles in Venezuela. That's a national park. Another national park. Let's see. So somewhere around here. Some mountains. Somewhere in this state, as they called it. Oh, it seems that's a huge state in Venezuela. I think it goes from there to there. Probably this area. Venezuela does not have a large military by any means. They have they received some weapons and supplies for this war now. It's not. They don't have a large military at all. I think they have like maybe 50,000 troops. They have some in the reserves. I don't know the number. Let me see. Okay, so also, as you can see there on the right, before I get into the military sides of Venezuela, the Aragua state is one of 23 states of Venezuela. So there's 23 states in Venezuela, the country. So it's located in the central region of Venezuela. It has plains, jungles, and Caribbean beaches, of which the most popular are Cata and Coroni. It has Venezuela's first national park. That's what I pointed out to the north. You can easily see that. Henry Petier National Park. These Espanol names. Okay, stand by. I'm looking at further news here. Okay. The mausoleum of Hugo Chavez, whoever that is, whoever it was, has been struck. It was bombed, probably as collateral damage. So that mausoleum has been destroyed in Venezuela, likely as collateral damage. Let's see here. Looking at further news. It's just news keeps pouring in from Venezuela. I'm trying to find the latest breaking news. It's constantly coming out. Oh, here we go. Around the same time as the attack on Venezuela began, China dumped U.S. treasuries. China is dumping U.S. treasuries as of 2 to 3 hours ago. As you can see here, that was from whatever First Squawk is. It's a global financial news source. It's a verified account. Very real. China is dumping U.S. treasuries while this invasion is going on. So China intends to destroy the U.S. economy as one of the actions they are taking to respond to the U.S. attack, the U.S. invasion on Venezuela. Stand by, please. Okay. Let's see, I'm trying to find further news. This is good. This is a good source from Visioner, another verified source. Venezuelan troops patrolling the streets of Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, were seen harassing virtually anyone seen in the streets. Video of that.
Mira. Mira. Ay, papi, también chorreado. Los van a... Mierda, qué desastre.
Okay, so you could see these Venezuelan troops, as it is a state of emergency there, like martial law, they're supposed to be, the people there are supposed to be in their homes and all that.
Mira. Mira.
Those are the Venezuelan troops pointing weapons at the people to get them to
Ay,
go
papi,
in their
también
homes
chorreado.
and whatever else they may be
Los van a...
doing.
Mierda, qué desastre.
Hopefully the Venezuelan troops don't just start shooting at the
Mira.
their people.
Mira.
Sí.
Mira. Bajando a la gente. Mira. Mira, parando carro. Bueno, me imagino que están defendiendo la posición, pero no les va a durar mucho.
Deberíamos agachar.
No, van a ir por ellos, van a ir por ellos. Mira,
Agachemos.
mira esto. Se acabó lo que se...
We
Mira.
just run this through at least once or twice more.
Ay, papi, también chorreado. Los van a... Mierda, qué desastre. Mira. Mira.
Very empty streets in
Bajando a la
Venezuela
gente.
there.
Mira. Mira, parando carro. Bueno, me imagino que están defendiendo la posición, pero no les va a durar mucho.
Deberíamos agachar.
No, van a ir por ellos, van a ir por ellos. Mira,
Agachemos.
mira esto. Se acabó lo que se...
So in Venezuela, the military size, I looked it up. Venezuela's active military personnel, the Bolivarian National Armed Forces, it's approximately 123,000. That was from 2025 estimates and multiple sources. Let's see, including the Army, 63,000. Their Navy, about 25,500. The Air Force, 11,500. The National Guard, about 23,000. So that was, yeah. National Guard, 23,000. It's almost 4 a.m. here now. Almost 0400 hours Eastern Standard Time in the morning. Total, including reserves and militia, for the Venezuelan military personnel, up to 337,000. It's a Global Firepower 2025 estimate, with 8,000 reserves and 220,000 to 500,000 militia. So Venezuela only has a total armed force of maybe 700,000. So the Venezuelan military, everything really combined, is about 700,000. Not a large military. That's like tops, maybe 700,000 tops. So the Venezuelan military is likely less than 1 million. And they They don't have much equipment. They don't have many tanks or fighter jets. I don't think they have any aircraft carriers, any serious naval ships. Stand by. Let's see. One moment. Stand by. This has been going on for over an hour now. This live update on Venezuela, the invasion on Venezuela, this code black emergency update. See, it's going all through the night. It is happening right now. One moment. Let's see. This is interesting. I don't usually use this source. It's a great source nonetheless. This was from less than a day ago. It says the U.S. will not need troops in Taiwan to counter Chinese attack. That was from a past Pentagon chief. Former U.S. Department official Tony Hu said that if China were to invade, U.S. forces would not land in Taiwan, but would defend it from surrounding areas. U.S. assistance does not require landing on Taiwan, Hu said. Hugh, as the country has sufficient resources to defend itself with layered defenses in the air and on land. Bringing U.S. forces ashore would force Taiwan to fight while also coordinating with American personnel. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense at all. It's best that the U.S. forces do land on Taiwan, and that really, I don't know why he was even trying to say that. That guy was in just like denial that it's going to happen. It is strategically a much better idea for the U.S. forces to be on Taiwan. I mean, maybe the U.S. forces won't have to go on land there. No, the Navy definitely has to fully support, and maybe the Marines as well, operate independently and not with such coordination from the Taiwanese military. Let's see here. defensive. Taiwan is seriously defended. It's better defended and has a great military than a lot of countries, most other countries in that region. Oh man. Strange. That's a very nice video, though. It shows a lot of the vehicles Taiwan has there. That's another front that is definitely about to become very active. That could be in the coming days. It is Saturday. That could happen. The Chinese could move on Taiwan at any time now, especially after this Venezuela thing. They could use it as full justification. They could use it as full justification to move on Taiwan. One moment. Got to look through some further news. Let's see here. We have further airstrikes on Caracas within the last 30 minutes or so. A second wave of U.S. airstrikes started hitting Caracas. Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. Wow. Venezuelan citizens heard screaming, the Marines have arrived. The Marines have arrived in Venezuela as heard from the Venezuelan people.
Marico.
This is at like a beach where they have volleyball nets set up. Oh my
Marico.
gosh. And then you could hear in the background someone just starts playing music. That's some crazy stuff right there.
Marico.
Oh man. I mean, the quality of this, it's hard to see where they're pointing that. I don't see the Marines in that.
Marico.
You could see the fire in the distance from an explosion there. That's from an explosion. Explosion and fire spreading all through that mountainside, it looks like. Okay. Where was that? Not sure as to where that would be. I don't think there's a location for it. Let's see. I'm not sure. Stand by. I don't know why they call it that. We could do this. Come on. Really? There's not much of a street view near the palace. This is some other spot. Not sure where. Some kind of honor guard place. Maybe a regiment honor guard place for maybe that's where the honor guard regiment stays across from the presidential palace. It's just adjacent to it. Okay, 1 second. I'm looking at further news coming out from Venezuela. Okay, that was from Fox News. A Fox News anchor said it live on air that the U.S. has launched a military operation and attacked Venezuela.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Eric Shawn in New York. We're a Chanley Painter, and we have the latest news. The White House confirming, according to sources, that the United States is attacking Venezuela in a military operation in these early morning hours.
Oh man, this is off the charts. Absolutely off the charts tonight. This morning, more accurately. It is after 4 a.m. It is 0400 hours and 4 minutes Eastern Standard Time right now. Stand by. There's the view of the palace again. So I'm looking through the latest, best breaking news to share with you all. Man, this is not easy after 4 a.m. This is another good video. Viewer discretion is advised.
¡Uy! ¡Nos están invadiendo! ¡Nos están invadiendo! ¡Uy! ¡Nos están invadiendo!
Venezuela is being totally lit up. Everything, lots of places are on fire. I'm sure they don't have very large fire departments at all to even think about putting out some of those fires that happen. Wow. Huge fires out in the distance. Over those mountains, as you can see, there's a mountain there. Let's see. Venezuela has announced a permanent mobilization of its armed forces in response to the United States, as you can see from the current reports, another verified source. See, that seems like a great source. Venezuela has announced a permanent mobilization of its armed forces in response to the United States. U.S. forces could face a guerrilla-style conflict similar to the Vietnam War. No. The Venezuelans do not compare to the Viet Cong. Their military is not, they're not trained in any way like that. They know the terrain and the land, though I highly doubt they'll even be able to put up half the fight of the Viet Cong. Those people really knew what they were doing. That was a much different time. No, I don't think so. Stand by. There's the price of gold for the moment. I don't know why that wouldn't be moving. Let's see here. Maybe that market is closed. Gold is still over 4,000. It's $4,331. It's usually over $4,400 now per ounce. As you can see there. That is Caracas. Looks like maybe the whole city there. Yeah, there we go. There's an outline of it. Very nice. The border. Its borders. Oh my gosh, Venezuela. Venezuela's asking to really get bombed, maybe even with tactical nuclear weapons now. This is really not good. Yeah, they kind of had to do it, but Venezuela's really, they're going to have a real problem for this right here. It is reported that Venezuela has shot down 9 U.S. aircraft in a huge military action, according to the local media there. That some kind of light there. Terrible quality videos. Not much shown there. Though that is recently reported within the last hour. Crazy stuff. We could already have serious casualties. Serious casualties. Serious U.S. casualties in Venezuela at this time already. In this war, this invasion on Venezuela. One moment. That is an unconfirmed report. Unconfirmed report from actually, I believe, a Pakistani account. It's an OSINT from Pakistan. That's pretty funny, as that person said. The president of peace just started World War III. He definitely just likely started the full direct conflict in World War III. World War III has been going on for some time, years, I would say. It is now fully entering the direct kinetic phase. It is definitely a part of it, of the direct kinetic phase of World War III. Diplomacy has fully failed. Russia is sure to respond in drastic, serious ways. Especially the Chinese. This weekend and next week is going to be absolutely just as historic. Especially the remainder of this month of January. Stand by. apparently China has told Venezuela earlier through its satellite surveillance that the US would attack earlier. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a serious. Lots of casualties are likely for this invasion, even in this first night. Thousands on both sides could die, even within this 24 hours. I do recommend many to pray for the U.S. military operating in Venezuela, especially spiritually, as this is a spiritual YouTube channel as well, where we share knowledge of spirituality, esoteric knowledge, quantum physical things, universal laws. I recommend everyone, especially those American parents, to pray for their children that are fighting in Venezuela at this time. To pray for them when the moments to do so arise. Yes, this is a preparedness, though also a spiritual and a channel of esoteric knowledge and wisdom. This is absolutely historic. This is one of the largest invasions in modern history on another country that is happening right now. I'm looking through further news. Stand by. Let me see. This, it may be confirmed. This is from a very well-known source. Rockets have been fired at northern Israel from Lebanon. Israel is under attack from Lebanon all at the same time now. Israel is under attack from likely Hezbollah and Lebanon at this very same time the invasion of Venezuela is happening. The air raid sirens in the distance. Iron Dome missile defense system is intercepting those. A rocket barrage that was launched, that was fired at northern Israel from Lebanon. This is just within the last maybe 2 hours, happening at the same time as the U.S. is invading Venezuela. Wow. This may be, I don't know if this, yeah, this is just likely a recording of another time. Yeah, Delta Force training. No, that is true. U.S. Delta Force operators are in Venezuela now. Stand by. Have to search through further news. I will be closing out this update shortly. Let me see here. What is that? The term bombing is literally trending on X now. Some people. Oh my. Yes, we have gotten through a lot of the breaking news now. There's still some coming in. Though in the next 5 minutes or so, I will be ending this live stream, and I will be back real soon for further World War III breaking news. What is that? Here we go. Full-blown direct kinetic phase of World War III. On this late Friday into Saturday morning, the early hours of Saturday morning, January 3rd, 2026. I might have even said 2025 earlier. Let me see. That would be pretty funny. I always make that mistake. No, I somehow didn't. Okay. It was a while back. The Venezuelan defense minister has been killed in a bombing. The Venezuelan interior minister has also been killed unalived in a bombing in Venezuela. That, I repeat, the defense minister and the interior minister of Venezuela have been taken out. They have fallen. They have been destroyed. They have been unalived. The defense minister and the interior minister in Venezuela have been unalived in the first day of the U.S. invasion on Venezuela. Let's see here. The U.S. No, not the U.S. The Venezuelan military are seen all over the streets. The Venezuelan and the police forces have been fully deployed all throughout Venezuela. Let's see here. Oh, we'll show this here. This is breaking news right here from Visegrad 24. Residents of Caracas, the capital of Venezuela, are fleeing the city en masse amid U.S. airstrikes. The people are fleeing the city, the capital city of Venezuela. It seems a lot of the lights have gone off. See all those flashlights and those lights? Very dark in certain areas. A lot of the power could have gone off. That's what people don't understand. See, as you can see right there, gridlock. In these situations, gridlock develops near instantly. The best way to travel in those situations is by foot, by bicycle, or other vehicles like an ATV. Horses are the ultimate preparedness mount that people can use. So if people have horses, if any of you have horses, that's your ultimate doomsday mount right there. That's how you could navigate and escape in city type areas with a horse. Look at all that gridlock. They're not getting anywhere in those vehicles. All those vehicles will become stuck. A lot will run out of gas. It's not going to be good. A few moments, closing out this emergency Code Black live stream. It will be posted to my YouTube channel for viewing at any time.
Está como loca caminando, mira.
I will definitely be back with further updates very soon. Probably even later on today. I have some very, very interesting, possibly confirmed report. I have a very interesting, and it may even be confirmed report. I am seeing now from some of the latest intelligence that the U.S. forces have captured Nicolas Maduro, the socialist dictator, in the massive strike operation within hours of it even starting. Nicolas Maduro may have been captured already in this operation on Venezuela. Absolutely huge, historic news. That would be maybe the fastest foreign president captured by the US in history. So the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, may have been captured. It seems to be confirmed already within the first several hours of the invasion on Venezuela. So we will see what further develops now that the US has captured Nicolas Maduro. They have captured Nicolas Maduro and his family. The president is saying, the president of the United States is saying President Maduro and his wife were captured in the jungle and flown out of Venezuela already. Wow. That is historic, absolutely historic news there. Venezuela may even they may even surrender. They have Maduro right away. They have the socialist dictator Maduro captured and his wife within the first 12 hours of the invasion on Venezuela. Once again, now I will be back very soon with further World War III and other related breaking news. This will be posted to my YouTube channel, likely in the live section for viewing at any time. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this emergency live stream update to those who may be interested, such as friends and family. Thanks for watching, and you may even donate in the description of this video. Love, light, and blessings to you all. Keep on preparing. Do not get complacent. This month, this year is just getting started. This year, most accurately, is just getting started. World War III, this new phase, is just getting started. Do not get complacent. Keep on preparing. I hope to see you all on the next video, the next live stream update.